And one of I think the beautiful things about the deen is there are certain responsibilities in this world that only you can do them. No one else can do them on your behalf. You have to do them. Obviously, the personal obligation of ibadah, right? But that kind of goes back to us, is for our benefit. But Allah created people in this world, right, around you, that if you were not to fulfill their rights, then those people that He created, they lose something that they were created for, right? And that's an immense responsibility. So no one else can show good behavior and character to your parents. No one else is obligated to do that except you and maybe your brothers and sisters, right? You can't hire someone to do that, right? You can't put like an ad out on Facebook or something and say, okay, can someone come here and be like my parents' son, because I can't take it anymore, right? I'll give you my room and I'll pay you like $10 an hour, but you go do that for me. Not possible, right? That responsibility falls squarely on your shoulders, right? Just like in a marital relationship, right, which is one of the forms of a relationship between male and female, right? And we can probably make an argument that it's probably the most significant and important form of the relationship between man and female, would be the husband-wife relationship. Once you enter into that, there are certain things that only the husband, he can do them. He can't like outsource that to somebody else. And there are certain things only the wife can do them. She can't outsource that to somebody else, right? And so this symbiotic relationship, it's really the way that we define all relationships, right? Because when you look at any relationship between one created entity and another, I'm not even going to say one human being and another, right? Because these trees around us, these plants, they have rights upon us, right? The soil has rights upon us. The oceans have rights upon us. The fish have rights upon us. You know, all these things have rights upon us. And if we don't fulfill those rights, right, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give them a voice when it counts. And they're going to be able to speak, right? Even our own limbs will bear witness against us or for us. And the soil will bear witness against us or for us. So that means every single thing you come into contact with in your life, in this created life, it's significant relationship. Nothing is frivolous. Nothing is unimportant. Nothing is trivial, right? They're all, in a sense, sacred and should be sanctified because they have a direct bearing on why you're actually here and why Allah created you to begin with. So if we look at it from that perspective, gender relations, it's bigger than just the idea of individual rights, right? Western civilization, at this point in history, they have put a ceiling about, you know, what is the epitome of relationship, interpersonal relationships between one another, and they put it at human rights, what they call human rights or individual rights. So in many Western societies, the idea is that one is allowed to do, you have a right to do anything, in as much as you do not impinge upon the right of another. That's the standard definition. So I'm allowed to be female today or tomorrow and then be male the next day, in as much I don't impinge upon the right of another individual. And that's how it's formed. But for us, we see it a bit, we have a higher form than this, right? There are actually rights due to everything, not even just human beings, but the whole world, right? Our relationship with the environment, for example, the created world, is a relationship of stewardship, not a relationship of manipulation. It's not just there for our use, but it's also there for our stewardship. In other words, we are caretakers of that. And in fact, the human relationship, one of the highest forms of human relationship, is that you're a caretaker of your fellow human being, right? When you're entrusted with the responsibility to look after someone else, right? That's one of the highest forms of humanity, right? That you actually put into the service of someone else.